This is Mr. Renfro, and we're going to talk about problem solving, word problems in particular. With math, sometimes information is given to us in the form of a story, and we have to figure out what to do. So the first step is, any word problem is to read the problem carefully. Read the question at least twice, and then in the second step, we are to pick out what is important. Sometimes numbers are not important to the question. Sometimes they are. We have to figure out what is important when answering the question. The third step is to choose a problem-solving strategy. Usually that's an operation. How are we going to solve this? Are we going to multiply? Are we going to divide? Are we going to add or subtract? We have to decide. And sometimes there are keywords within a math problem that help us figure out what to do. The fourth step is to actually solve the problem using whatever strategy we came up with. And sometimes drawing a picture is very helpful in helping us figure out the answer to a problem. And I do that often in class. Now the fifth step is to check your answer. Did this make sense? Well, if I'm spending money, I can't end up with more money than I started with. So maybe adding wasn't the right thing to do in this particular problem. Maybe I need to do something else. So you have to ask yourself questions. Does my answer make sense to the question? So it's a process. Now I mentioned keywords. In this particular slide, we have many keywords under adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. These words are not all of the words that you will find in word problems. And sometimes in word problems, it doesn't have hardly any of these words, or maybe none of these words. And we still have to figure out what to do. But they are helpful to know, and I would like you to study on these and try to remember some of them. Because on an SOL test, for example, you won't have a nice list like this that shows you what a word means to add, or what a word means to subtract, or multiply or divide. You're just not going to have that. Okay, so if we go down the list, to add, the sum is an answer to an addition problem. In all means everything all together. And the next word is all together, which also means to add. More than, okay, that's a possible addition words. Okay, those are possible addition words. Combined, join, increase, perimeter, has much more. Okay, those are possible additions. Difference, minus, less than, separate, how much more, usually is with that, how much more, how much less, how much is remaining, decrease, there was how many more, and how much is left over. Those are subtract words. Product, for multiply, twice, triple, times, multiplied by, of, area, each, sometimes, and then division, quotient, is the answer to a division problem. Equal groups, shared equally, half, distribute, divided by, broken into, each in the. Split is also another word. It's not there. That would be a divide word. So we have many words. So let's look at a typical word problem and read it and try to figure out what to do. Make a plan, right? So we read the problem carefully. It said, Amy spent $97.49 on a bicycle and $35.67 on a skateboard. How much did she spend in all? Okay, so you got a bike, right? A bicycle. You may be fun of my drawings. All right, we got a bicycle, and we got a skateboard. All right, we got a skateboard. All right, now, how much was the bike? The bike was $97.49. How much was the skateboard? $35.67. How much did she spend in all? All means everything. Okay? Key word there is in all. Those are the key words. So, in all means, if we go back to the screen before, in all means to add. So, we're going to add these two. And you're allowed to use a calculator on this problem. So, if we add 9749 plus 3567, what is our answer? You should have gotten $133.16. Okay, let's try another. In this word problem, it says Melissa listened to her favorite CD for 39 minutes and watched television for 87 minutes. How much longer did she watch television than listen to music? Okay, well, this is a CD. We don't hardly use CDs anymore, but that's a CD. And this is a TV. Okay, this is a TV. All right. So, beautiful drawings. All right, this CD she listened to for 39 minutes. This television she watched for 87 minutes. Now, it says how much longer? How much longer? Well, what are we doing here? Is one longer than the other? Sure it is. The TV is much longer than with listening to the CD. Okay? It wants to know how much longer. So what are we doing here? We're comparing two things, guys. We're comparing how long she watched the television, how long she listened to music. Okay? So when we compare two things, we want to know the difference. If we go back to the previous screen, where the words are, a difference means to subtract. Okay? Difference means to subtract. And we want to know how much, what is the difference between, went too far. She wants to know how much longer did she watch the television than she listened to music. Well, the only way we're going to figure that out is to subtract. How much more, how many more, generally means to subtract. I always like telling the ping pong story because I always ask the kids, how many more, if I have 5 ping pong balls and you have 3 ping pong balls, how many more do I have than you? Well, the answer is not 8. How many more does not mean to add in this case. If I have 5 and you have 3, how many more do I have than you? Well, I have 2 more than you. All right, so let's subtract this. Can't take 9 from 7, so we have to borrow from the 8, makes that 7. Add 10 to the 7, which makes it 17. 17 take away 9 is 8. And 7 take away 3 is 4. Now, you will have a calculator on this. So, Melissa watched television, watched television 48 more minutes than she listened to music. Let's do one more. A team of 5 basketball players split the cost of a new basketball evenly. The cost was $27.80. How much money did it cost each player? All right. So what are they doing? They're buying a new basketball, right? And what do we know? They're splitting the cost. When you split something up, okay, that's called division. When you share something, split something, divide something, that is division. So what are we dividing? How much a new basketball is? Well, how much is a new basketball? Well, it costs $27.80. So if we had this new basketball, right? This new basketball. It's $27.80. How many people are splitting the cost? Well, that would be 5 people. So it's 80 divided by 5. Now, this means how many 5s is in this amount? Okay? How many is 5 divided into this amount? So normally it looks like this when we do division. Okay? This means the same thing as this. Okay? 2780 divided by 5. This is also 2780 divided by 5. Okay, do that on a calculator. Let's just go ahead and use our calculator again. So we put 2780 in the calculator first. That's the total. When you divide anything, you always put the total in first. Divided by 5 people gives us that each player will pay $5.56. Okay, word problems will get more difficult than this. This is kind of an introduction, but this is the basic way we go through them. We have to think about what we're reading, pick out the important information, make a plan. If there are keywords, pick them out, and then drawing pictures sometimes is helpful. And then we figure out what to do. And once we do it, we get an answer. We say, does that answer make sense? Okay, that's kind of the way we do this. So I hope this has been helpful. You guys keep reading carefully and doing the best you can on these problems.